Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, people. We are back again with another installment of, you know, the offside trap. I just forgot because I just saw somebody who jumped in who wasn't expected to jump in today. So that's fantastic. We are here to talk about players who became managers, who is doing well, who is doing bad. Talk a little bit about something called blue cards, which I got to know about 45 minutes ago. I didn't know about it, but without further ado, let me introduce the first person in this panel. Hails from London, England.
He didn't.
Andy.
No, you didn't. He didn't. Why did you use the whole thing? Oh my days. Anthony, I love you.
And returning guest to the offside trap, hailing from Sydney, Australia.
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring a ting a ting a ling a too. Ring a ling a ling a ding dong. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with a Jew. Ring a ling a ding a ding.
Josh.
Were they singing about my ding-a-ling? That's all I heard. Ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling.
Hey, look, I got a wrestling intro. I was about to go, whoa. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Jesus. Does anyone know the Europa Conference League tune? Because I think that should be the United entrance for next year.
Bro. Whoa.
Oh, by the way, my city is wrong. I'm in Newcastle, Australia.
Oh, sorry.
2 hours
we'll
north
get
of
it
Sydney.
right.
How
We'll
dare
get it
you?
right the next time. We'll get it right the next time.
We may not make it to next time.
Josh, have you seen the latest of Keeping Up with Carrington?
No, because I'm barely involved with United. But lay it on me. What's up?
Them knuckle dragons want the players to wear cameras while playing. They want.
Oh God,
bro, it's long. It's a long day.
For what reason?
Look, I told you, Keeping Up with Carrington. It's the new Netflix series.
Oh wait, is this gonna be a United funded nothing or nothing?
I have no idea.
All for nothing.
MUTV, nothing or nothing.
Oh, mate. But going on to talking about what we are here to discuss today, it's players who became managers, and there was a lot of talk about proteges, Fergie's proteges, Pep's proteges, what they're doing, Ancelotti's proteges, and all these things, and I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, but when we actually talk about people like players who became managers and actually succeeded, there is not many players who you can say that have succeeded, isn't it? Like, not really, if you know what I mean.
It depends on what you define the level of success, because very few high profile players went on to be Champions League winning managers or league winning managers. Like,
I'm
there are
talking
exceptions,
about
which will come
depending
in.
on the club as well, bro. Like, for an example, if you're managing, let's say, Birmingham City, you can't expect much. You know what I mean?
Why not? Birmingham City won a trophy against Arsenal. Was it 2010 or 2011? So why can't?
Emotional damage.
I remember Ziggy with the header. Yeah, he's been playing with this soundboard a lot. You should hear what he's got ready for Patrick if Patrick turns up.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
I purposely didn't tell Andy what I got ready for him, so that when I was gonna put him on, I was gonna play the Seth Rollins thing and then put him on. I knew he was gonna love it.
Like, wait a second. I was like, oh, he's got Josh and everyone ready. And I was just like, wait a second. You did what?
The whole grown man watching other grown men in undies hug and pretend punch each other. Nah, it's not for me.
Hey, look, it's called entertainment. Look, there's not many entertaining people in YouTube.
That's what she said.
There's not much entertaining things right now.
It's pretty
No.
cool, bro. I love it.
I just for the entertainment.
Like just going on to about the managers, right? For me,
Yes.
I think the best manager we've seen who was a previous player, like in the recent past and so many other things, like I think it's Zinedine Zidane in my eyes, because like three Champions Leagues in a row, La Liga at the same time, it's just like
I would actually argue Pep Guardiola for what he's done across
Nah,
multiple leagues.
no. Pep was a good midfielder, but he wasn't the best.
no,
he's,
but
he's done better.
and
Yeah,
past
okay, go.
been managing for quite a long time.
Well, I mean, Pep had good success with Barcelona as a player, and
but-
he's gone on to get the Champions League with Barca, with City
Hmm.
now,
But
multiple
wasn't-
leagues.
He wasn't
Bayern.
a great player. Like he was okay midfielder. Plus, he got done for doping as well because him and his doctor. See, not many people try to forget that as well.
Oh no, I remember that clearly, but it's just you look. We're not talking about how good the player is or whatever to how good a manager is. It's the general talking point of former players who have become managers, and who are the best, who are the worst, all that sort of stuff. So
I would
Pep.
put Johan Cruyff there. I'd say Cruyff.
No, but this is the thing, bro. I'm talking about the recent past rather than going back to like things such as like Johan Cruyff or even a Pep when he started, which is in like that early 2000, like in the late 2000s or things like that as well. My whole point is in the recent past, because at this moment in time, people currently they live off maybe one result, and it's like the best thing that has been ever, like that's been there since like sliced bread or something, you know what I mean?
Well, can we have a shout out for Michael Carrick then, the only undefeated manager since Sir Alex Ferguson retired for Man United?
Yeah, how many games did he manage?
He
3.
managed 3 games.
Yeah, he managed 3 games.
He beat Chelsea.
Chelsea.
He didn't.
Was
No,
it
no,
a
no, no,
draw?
no. It was a draw. It was a draw.
Was it a draw? Then who was it?
A draw.
Arsenal. he beat?
We I think it was Young Boys and Arsenal, wasn't it?
Hmm.
I
No,
think, and then we
'cause
drew with Chelsea.
Remember, we beat Chelsea in the.
Are we
FA
also
Cup
going to give
semi.
the same amount of respect for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
I'll give him respect
Mm.
because he knew how to beat Pep Guardiola. He knew how to beat Pep.
He also became second in the
Only
league.
I think he only lost one, and that
Didn't
he only
he
lost the
become
game
second
against
in the league as well?
Well, yeah,
was
no. You look at Ole's progression. It was third, then second, wasn't it? And then he got sacked the following season.
No, he finished
Yeah.
fourth, third, then
No,
second.
I clearly remember
Yeah, but
he was second.
that was his interim time though. I don't really count that as a
Remember,
fully employed manager.
Leicester was supposed to finish way above us. Well, look how many points they were ahead. He caught them
Yeah,
up.
true.
Dunked on
No,
them
no, but
twice.
he did finish second in the league, because I remember,
That was the
some,
COVID
you
season
correct.
Yeah.
I remember that.
where we
Because
Yeah, okay,
this is
but
the thing.
it still makes the same argument. It's like he's a former player turned manager. He
Correct.
won with Mulder 2 years out of 3 or something. He went to Cardiff and was abysmal, obviously, but then he came to United later on and arguably stabilised it. But then we saw it was just a fucking band-aid for a ball wound in the end. But he had good results in a Pep and Klopp dominant era, not winning
Correct.
anything, but he was the 2.5 years that we were actually competitive with him. He did okay, and it was just that last season, that third full season, that just fell by the wayside. So decent results wise, not as an actual manager overall.
Exactly, but like, that's where for me, like Zinedine Zidane, like from the recent past, has been pretty fantastic. Obviously he did come into a Real Madrid side that was actually very, very good, but still, even though you have a very good side, you still have to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
And
I mean,
winning
look,
3 Champions Leagues in a row is not an easy task.
Yeah, no,
easy.
I get that, but you look at Zidane going into that Madrid, that would be like I don't know, Enrique or something going into PSG. It's like PSG are naturally going to win that league, and with the players that Zidane had, all he has to do is just make sure he had them on side, and they played for him, and they were going to win the league.
Yeah, but for
It's not
Arsenal,
about
for
winning the
Arsenal,
league. I was
still
talking about winning the Champions League. Champions League is a different ball game compared to the La Liga, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a knockout competition. Like you can ride your luck a little bit, but that's not discrediting Zidane Madrid because they easily were the
Yeah, like
best team for that 4 or 5
again,
remember.
years.
I think
again without any
they beat
previous
the champions.
managerial experience as well.
I think they beat the champions of each top five teams
Correct.
in those three runs. Like,
Yeah. In his
and I
fourth
was like, huh?
fourth UCL, he lost to Chelsea. Obviously, we won the Champions League that year, but that was the only time he actually lost.
Was he still
Was
Yeah,
it
there
yeah,
when
yeah.
he
was
got
Zidane the
paid?
manager
I
when they
don't think.
beat Liverpool?
No, he's left.
No, no,
His
he
last
left. Then
his win was
Ancelotti
against
took over.
Liverpool. It was Ancelotti who
Right. Yes.
fumbled the
Yes.
ball.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ancelotti took over. But again, and one of Ancelotti's proteges, Zinedine Zidane, doing all right for himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not
I think
managing now. Mm.
I mean, it
it's
doesn't have to. He still he has the pick of the clubs. It's just that I
It
think he has
depends.
to
I
ask.
think he's just waiting for the
I think
France
he
national
has
team.
to
yeah.
ask
Yeah.
someone what he needs to do.
It's
He's
just
waiting. He's
France.
waiting for
He's
France. Yeah.
waiting for
I
Deschamps to
think
call the
so.
team.
I think he's waiting for France as well. But also going about managers who were ex-players as well. Like for an example, let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is Frank Lampard, quite literally.
What? Stop crying, Frank Lampard.
See, he didn't do that well in his managerial career. I just think that he was doing quite okay with Derby. However, I think he needed to stay at Derby and do his thing. His first season at Chelsea is actually pretty good in my opinion. Transfer ban, all these things. Uh, Used a bunch of academy players, took them to the fourth spot, then got sacked the next season, of course. But
Mhm.
that wasn't bad. But I still think I think Frank is not suited for a managerial role, but I do think Frank is suited for like a sporting director kind of role
Well,
because
even coaching as opposed to being a manager, because like he'd have a
correct,
lot of insight. Like he could be, like they have zonal coaches and stuff. Like he could be a midfielder coach or something, and help these players, learn how to play in midfield and move like him or whatever. Like impart his
correct,
wisdom to help sort of, or even be a personal coach or something for a player. Like,
correct.
but yeah,
For me, bro, out of that crop, I think the best would be John Terry when he actually does come into his proper coaching thing, because like it's like there is a certain something about John Terry, if you know what I mean. Like it's not his normal. He's not your normal average play. Some people are like born leaders. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You just follow them for no reason. You know what I mean?
not
And I
really.
think John Terry would be a good coach. I also think like even for Chelsea right now, I think we should offer him some sort of a coaching role, like even as a defensive coach. Just
defensively.
bring him in. That's what I think
Yeah,
we.
at,
I
at
think
the
we
at
need
the
to do
same
that.
time, you could say the same about Roy Keane. Like he was one of those
Yeah,
natural leaders. Yeah, he's a bit abrasive,
correct.
but you look at his managerial career. It was not anything to
He only
really
won
blink
the
at.
league with
Oh no,
Son.
and that's the thing. It's not about managing. I think John Terry should be a coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this is players to managers, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think, like, for an example, John Terry should be a coach. But I also do think John Terry can be a manager because, see, the big difference between Roy Keane and John is John could be a little bit more. How would I say? He's more political compared to Roy Keane. Roy Keane is just
He'll cook
fucking
them.
fire and brimstone and shit.
He'll cook the players for not playing up to the standard.
Uh-oh. we got a new and improved player. We need to
Acknowledge me.
have.
Oh, yo, he's got the gauntlet.
Oh,
He's
he's
got
got
the
this
gauntlet and
guy.
everything, bro.
It's not a quad. Relax.
Yo.
Yo, yo.
Like,
Listen, man, we're collecting the Infinity Stones at the minute. We got Don Omar here. We got Dave Brailsford. You know, new manager will be coming in. Then there's two stones spare in it. You got the ref and the head of recruitment as well coming in.
Yep.
So you know what I mean.
Pav, would you be against taking Ragnick back?
Nah, I think that ship sailed, didn't it?
As long as he gets the black book out of the unearthed talents.
I don't think after what happened, I think people I think they have a bit of dignity in it. I think it's like he doesn't want to embarrass himself by coming back after what happened.
Yeah.
No, but Ragnick's worked too hard for that fucking job anyway during his time here. Like he cut everything open, and he's just like aired all the dirty laundry. And I think he just perhaps had it ship sailed. It wouldn't surprise me if City swoop in for him, to be honest, at some point.
I don't think so.
And to be fair,
reports that City is going for him.
To be fair, I think it's going to be more of a tight group between the people that are coming in anyway. It's obviously going to be down to Omar, who the DOF and the head of recruitment is going to be, because they're going to be working for him. And Don Omar is going to be working for Blanca and Brailsford.
Who?
Huh?
Who was what? Who the hell is Don Omar?
Don Omar?
Don Omar Berardi, bro. That's his name. What are you on about? Acknowledge him, bro. Acknowledge Don Omar Berardi. Acknowledge him.
Emotional damage.
You lot are funny.
Fucking hell.
When he makes an appointment that you lot don't like, then you will know who's really behind it.
I was like, what? Okay. But Pav, thank you for joining in, bro. We are talking about players who actually went on to become good managers.
The only one that stands out is Zidane, but I don't think he's had enough of a managerial tenure at the minute. But he's done more than what most have done. How many Champions Leagues in a row was it? Was it 3? Or was it 4?
3.
But how many did he win? I swear he's won like...
He played
won
4
4,
in
didn't
a row. He won 3, lost 1.
What, as a Madrid manager? Madrid have never lost a Champions League final.
No, Madrid played 4 times with Zidane. He won 3 in a row. 4th one, he lost to Chelsea in the semi-final.
Yeah, but I'm talking about finals, though, isn't it? Like how he's won all his finals. But I thought under Zidane he won more Champions League with Real Madrid. Was it just the 3?
Yeah, so he won 3 Champions Leagues, 1 or 2 La Ligas, then like 2 or 3 Copa del Rey's as well.
Okay.
Didn't he win one in his second tenure? Because he came back. And didn't he win one when he came back?
Yeah.
won
That was the La
won
Liga. So
the
he won the La
second-
Liga in his second tenure.
I don't even know why he wanted him to go in the first place.
Right.
Imagine if he had come back. If he had stayed, would they have got number 4?
Hard to say. The transition of players that were leaving at that point might have made it difficult. You look at the way Ancelotti's had to deal with it.
Yeah.
No, but that was the issue. Like there was a lot of players who was leaving and doing their thing as well at the same time. But also, like there was a lot, like there was something that I was talking about. Players who were playing under certain managers who went on to become managers as well. Like for an example, you have your Sir Alex, right? You have managers who were like players who were under him who went on to become managers, like Michael Carrick, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
You were talking about a crap one there not long ago. Who was the one you were mentioning that was not very good? That was Frank Lampard. Can we address the other literal elephant in the room at Wayne Rooney and how horrible he's been?
Yeah, I was getting to that, to be honest.
But
that man is chunky.
bro. Even Wayne at Birmingham City are even worse than when Wayne left them as well.
Yeah,
By the
exactly.
way, there was actually a Range Rover that was named after Wayne Rooney. It's called the Wayne Rover or a Range Rooney. Apparently,
Oh
he
my
made it so
God.
bad.
Damn, damn,
That's awful.
To be
damn,
fair, yeah, a lot of the
damn.
managers that are about have all come from obviously finished their careers as players. Like you got
Hmm.
like all the Italian geezers like Mancini, Inzaghi. You got
Yeah,
all these sort of managers. A lot of them have come from like obviously after their playing career. I think there's a lot, but you have to go through like find a list. But the only one that stands out of most of them is probably going to be Zidane from
hmm,
what you remember from your own era at the minute.
yeah.
Obviously, obviously you got people like Perla who kind of flopped.
Yeah.
At the minute you got Xavi Alonso who looks like he's doing bits.
Doing more than bits. We'll get on to Xabi Alonso soon.
We'll
Obviously
get on
Pep
to Xavi Alonso.
Guardiola from
Barca,
obviously. Um, I'm sure Klopp was a footballer, but
he
I heard
was.
he was a crap. He was a
Like,
crap footballer.
I think
He
he
wasn't
played
very
in
good.
Bundesliga 2 and Bundesliga 1 once, but he was able to turn whatever he learned into footballing. And he learned from Ragnick about the Gegenpress. So there we go.
No, like that's the thing. Like let's just look at some of the great managers that has been there in the past. For an example, like that are still here as well. Like Pep, you got your Sir Alexis, you got your Jose's, you got your Ancelotti's. Like players who were under them. Like for an example, if we look at, let's say, Jose for an example, you don't have many managers that came after Jose's, like players who were under Jose, except for like one of the only things that I could remember would be Frank, and Frank is not very good as a manager. If if you guys like, I don't know, I can't think of any other players who played
Because
under Jose who
I
became
don't say
managers.
I don't think Jose has had enough time being away for his players to now come out and be like, we're managers now. Because
But the problem is, yeah, you've got all these players that have finished their career. They're all trying to get into a top job quickly. Like
Correct.
you might have seen when you saw Gerrard and Lampard go to Rangers and Derby, but instantly after that, we're trying to get into a top job straight away. I think they need like maybe like around 10 years. They need to be managing at lower levels,
By the
then
way,
making a step up.
Frank
we have some
wasn't good at Derby.
breaking news.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
We have some breaking news. Hey Anthony, unrelated, but it's Josh's birthday in half an hour. Please
motherfucker.
embarrass him.
Steve! Oh, you remind me, Steve. Oh, Joshua Trouble.
No, that's legit. My partner's name, Stevie hyphen Eliza.
Is it?
Yeah, it is, and her surname is Campbell hyphen Williams. No middle name.
Really? We're gonna embarrass. Don't worry, we've got it. We're gonna embarrass him.
Yep.
Well,
We
Pav
will
can do that.
definitely do
Pav
it.
will embarrass him.
36.
God, you're an old man.
What 36 only?
Oh,
Yeah.
only.
I was like, you got 7 kids. I was like, you must be like in your mid-40s by now or something.
No, man, I had my first kid when I was 24.
He was working. Yeah.
And then he just had one every year.
Oh,
I was working the
man.
streets and working the sheets, bro.
Nah.
My God.
Didn't you know the Black Eyed Peas wrote a song about me? Pump it.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
Emotional damage.
This guy. Nah, we'll embarrass him.
But also, going on to other players is
Please.
the other players that I was talking about. See some of the guys who were like, who learned under Pep, like, Arteta is doing quite well now. Xavi did well for himself. The guy at Leicester, Enzo something,
Yeah,
he's
his
doing
Pep's
quite
number
well
2.
for
Oh
himself
my
as
God.
well.
He has the championship on a stranglehold. Like I think Leicester have only lost what 2 games, but when they score, them not score. They score for fun. It's so
And
like
who else? Who else played
brother. I've
under?
seen Jamie Vardy trying to play tiki taka. What's going on?
Where
I'm
are we?
crazy.
Where are we putting company at the minute?
Company is company. I can't.
Company is not bad,
I
bro.
think
He's
I think
good,
he'll do
but not.
okay.
You
Yeah,
said, but
Like
there is a
if
future
you,
there.
there was there was like a kind of like, I don't know what you call it, a documentary or something about obviously
yeah,
company
Yeah,
and Burnley. Like obviously Burnley's like strategy's always been like, get all like the big people in, hoof the ball up, no black
Mm.
people, and then since company come in,
yeah.
yeah,
It was dodgeball. Dodgeball
there
oh
was,
my
was the
god.
premise before
and
and after
and
Daesh.
company walks in straight into Burnley, and it goes straight into.
Oh,
and then they went down this route where they wanted to.
I had to do it. I'm sorry.
And they literally went down to this route to try and buy like emerging talent, um, so they can always make like money if there was a sell the talent later on. It's their way of making money because that club they're trying to act like what Leicester have been doing over the years, Southampton.
Yeah.
Um, that's why they were going for certain players in the summer, and we were all like they're spending what nearly 20 mil on a under 21s England keeper and all this sort of stuff. And
Mm.
yeah, so I reckon they're getting relegated anyway, innit? But
No,
companies
forget it.
like tactics and stuff, I don't rate it. I don't really rate it. Like when he was in Belgium, he was doing
Championship.
half decent.
And it was good for the championship as well, because the problem is like it's really good for the championship and play like that. But then when you play a Premier League team, you can't play that way because you are gonna get bodied at a certain point.
No, but he
Hmm.
was playing some decent football with people like Jay Rodriguez and Josh Brownhill and Gummerson. Like, come on, like you're not going to
Eh,
be able to transition, and having people like Charlie
who-
Taylor in defense, like you're not going to
Weghorst
be able
as
to
well. Why did you forget Weghorst, Andy?
Weghorst.
no, no, no,
Ask
no,
ask if Weghorst has actually played a game this year.
No, he played for he was a Burnley player.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he's not
but then as soon as company come in, they loaned him out to Turkey, didn't they? So
back.
Yeah,
Where,
yeah,
bro,
yeah.
where
They
have you?
learned him out. They loaned him out to Turkey, and then he played 6 months in Turkey. Then he came to United, and then went back to Turkey, I think.
I don't see with these managers here that have just like we said, like your Lampard, company, Gerrard, and stuff like that. I don't think you're ever going to see them rise to a top level for a very long time if they do make it. Like Lampard, I see like on the overlap he's talking about he's ready for another job, but you're never going to get a job like probably only a Premier League club that's desperate will probably offer him a small a small length contract.
Mhm.
Um,
I personally think Lampard is really good at like a sporting director kind of role. Like players respect him. You can go to a player, talk about the club and recruiting and all these things, and he has a really good eye for players as well. Like when actually looking at players and things like that as well. He's really good at that role, and like I just don't think that Lampard knows what his best role is, and just as The Rock says, he needs to know his role and shut his mouth.
he did half decent at Derby, and he did decent for you guys when you had the transfer embargo that one
Yeah,
season.
just one
But
season. Yeah.
like going into jobs like Everton and going back to Chelsea in the mess that you were in,
Hmm.
yeah, it doesn't help his cause. It's like
No.
it's like he doesn't think through what he's actually doing. Like going into Everton, you already know like they're a mess. Like, and you're just going there hoping that you're going to pull them out of the mess, but you're not because the players that are there are trash.
No,
And
I completely agree with that. I definitely do agree with that. Like it's just a matter of like they sometimes need to understand what their best what they're really good at. Like for an example, like I really thought, Peter Cech would go on to becoming like a goalkeeping coach and things like that. But then little did we know how good he is as like a sporting director. He went on to become a sporting director. Apparently the man knows like 8 or 9 fucking languages, and it's just a madness. And
And a
he's
lot of these
really good at
people
his
that
role
go
as
into
well.
like sporting directing roles and stuff, they go back after football, they go back into education. Some of them go to uni to understand business, finance, and things like that. And that's why you see some of the people, like even Van der Sar after United, when
Yeah,
got the
There
role
you
at
go.
he got the role at Ajax. He went back to uni, he went back to education. And a lot of these people do. Like Peter Cech's like a smart person. Like that's why he ended up in a role at Chelsea. I don't know if he's in a job now or not. I ain't really heard anything about him since he
No,
left
no.
you lot. But
he left with
He's not
Marino.
doing
Yeah,
anything.
His
He's
wife.
not doing anything at the moment.
He's just
But like apparently he is studying to do some more business stuff as well. Apparently, like the sports business side of things, and I think that is really smart from Peter Cech as well to understand more about how the club is run, how clubs are run, and things like that as well. But also like talking about like even players who did well in decent leagues, at like for an example, even at like in the Scot, like Steven Gerrard in his first few seasons for what was it, Rangers? Was it Rangers? I think it was
yeah,
Rangers, isn't it?
yeah. He
Yeah,
went
it
to
was
Rangers.
He
Rangers.
did really well for Rangers, and
Did they
then
go on top then?
they
Okay, no,
won.
but can we actually put a pause on that, because the whole fucking players going to Scotland or managers going to Scotland and joining a competition that has a 2-horse race and winning it with one of the 2 biggest horses and then thinking they're ready for a big job. No, you need way more than that. Like I think that the Scottish Premiership's only League One level apparently on skills and shit, like team competitiveness and things like that. Like you really need to just be like, oh yeah, Postecoglou, first year won the treble. Now that's different because he's been around for 20 odd years plus,
Yeah, he's
managing
a
all
very
around.
very experienced manager, by the way.
But we talk like Brendan Rodgers has just gone back there after he lost his job at bloody Leicester, and he's back at Celtic now. So I was like, know where you are, go back to your roots. But when you're a fresh player, you've just got your certifications, you need to spend 5-10 years assistant, managing at a low level, all this sort of stuff to actually, I guess, like the whole education thing Pav was saying, it's just like you need to go and become well-rounded in how it works, because otherwise you're not.
look at what Eddie Howe did after the Bournemouth job. He took a time out of football, was going to like different clubs around Europe. And
Nah,
going back to basics, going back to basics, learning from some of these people, and just took like a year or so out of football. This is what I mean. Is like some of these players that go into managerial roles. Like even look at like it didn't work out for Roy Keane because I think he was trying to implement too much of him into these like football teams and players, and it didn't work. And obviously we're not in that era anymore, because a lot of this like generation are a bunch of snowflakes. But even like look at Patrick Vieira. He hasn't really done much either in
He's doing quite well
manager.
at Strasbourg.
Yeah, I mean,
For the club Strasbourg he's not doing that
after
bad.
City, where did he go? He went to the other City team in the MLS, didn't he?
Yeah, he went to New York Red Bull. Yeah,
Red Bull.
And then he went, and then I believe he went to France, then to Palace, and then back to France.
yeah.
Like it might just be his level though, like them sort of teams. I don't think like there'll be managers who've had great like careers as a player but will never become a great manager and stuff. It's like even if you maybe put them like in a team where they have all the best players and stuff like that, sometimes it doesn't work either. So
I think it's just
100%. I completely
translating.
agree.
It's just translating. Like Pav, you said, like Roy Keane tried to implement his style on the players. I think it's just hard for players back then to translate what they know onto players now, because some players can't see what some of their managers can see. Like some of them can see certain things on the pitch that some players won't be able to. Like you need to have a certain level of quality to see.
there was like Yeah, what you just said then, there was a thing about Xavi Alonso, like they were saying that he was worked off under. You know, Jose Mourinho said this in an interview when someone asked him about Xavi Alonso a while back, and they said that he's worked under Rafa Benitez. Then he worked under Jose Mourinho at Madrid. He's worked under Pep at Bayern, and then obviously when you look at the Spain national team as well, what's that guy's name who won the World Cup? Is it Del Bosque?
Hey, by the way, we have a new person coming in, so I have to do a proper introduction for that person.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg. You know what happened with the D.R.E.
Acknowledge me.
Welcome, Patrick.
Everybody's on this Roman Reigns hype train, guys.
Man, don't make me laugh, man. Every time I laugh, these pubes on my chest hurt, but I can't. It's a curse. Like nobody can tell a joke around me because somebody makes a joke. It's like you have to laugh, and then these things start stinging. No man, thanks, man. Sorry, I was talking to my fellow. You know, I was telling people that I tried sitting in bed, but it's boring. So I've started entering these spaces. So I was talking to my fellow Malawians and understanding what's going in my country, where people are arguing that women who make more money than men are abusing Malawian men. So I told the guys that, to be honest with you, we Malawian men used to abuse these women when we were making so much more than them. So it's revenge, isn't it? It's payback. It's payback. Anyway,
That's emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Patrick, he's been working on the sound of this guy.
But
I know, man.
Going on to managers who actually fail, like going back to our conversation, a person that we all forgot, Gary Neville.
Yeah, but did he really have a managerial career? Because it barely lasted.
He don't count. He don't count. Man went to Valencia and put up some of their worst stats ever.
He was beaten 7-0, wasn't he? That was his worst defeat.
Was it against who was manager of Barca at that time?
Wasn't it Pep?
Vincent Del Bosque, I think. No.
No, it was
No.
It was either
Valverde and Enrique. Valverde and Enrique. And this is the thing, you know, at the end of the day, it's quite difficult to know what to do.
Do you know what? Do you lot ever just think, be like, what were them man thinking, when they were sitting in their little Spanish office, they'd be like, right, we need a manager. And let's pick a guy who's never managed in his life before, haven't even really got coaching badges or anything, and just thought, let's go get Neville, let's get Neville. I wouldn't even blame Neville for that. I'd have the people that actually suggested his name on the streets being pulled by a donkey.
Don't forget it's Pep Guardiola. Don't forget that it was the Pep Guardiola era where somebody went like that guy took a chance on an ex-player who was in the academy, but people forget that. I think somebody was saying, even Guy Neville said, I was usually looked at every player at that time because he had an interview was being looked at as the next Pep. That if you get a player in, but they forgot one thing: Barcelona left Pep Guardiola in the academy. He went to the academy, and guess what Pep did? He took the academy kids with him into the big team so they could listen to him. You get my point? But everybody thought every player is going to do great. Oh, Mourinho was not a football player, but Mourinho was also part of this. Oh, he was a player, sort of friend and everything. So there was this.
Mourinho was a goalkeeper, bro.
Yeah, but I'm saying that they were looking at those things saying, oh, look at Jose at Porto, look at so and so at this here. So they thought that's the formula. There was a time when players were like the next thing for management. You know what I mean? Which I know most of the managers are players, but that time I think it was more Pep who came out of the Barcelona issue. So Valencia and all these people were looking at Pep saying, oh, let's also get our next Pep. But they went to England and got a right back.
They got no. They got the wrong Neville. They were looking for Phil. That's
and can I also say something?
I think that's what happened. I think definitely that's what happened.
The good managers are all midfielders. Am I the one who thinks that the DMs are the ones who become good managers?
Not
Yeah.
really. Not really.
Not exactly.
I don't. No.
You've got
Goalkeepers, I
you got
think would be
Xavi
very
Alonso at the
competitive.
minute. Like if you want to call, I don't know what you want to call people like Perlo. Obviously Roy Keane's the DM, but he weren't a good manager.
Who's the guy at Roma
Patrick
now?
Vieira.
Was it De
Huh?
Rossi? Is it De Rossi who is at Roma now?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Rossi.
Is he a
You
DM?
got
He's not
you
a
got
DM.
Gattuso. You got Gattuso, who you flopped in Italy, but I heard he was doing half decent as it at Marseille or something.
Wait, who? Gattuso.
Gattuso.
Yeah.
He was there at AC Milan. Like, was it him that won them the league, or was it who else? It wasn't.
Nah, it wasn't him. It
Even-
was some
Even
bald guy.
Thomas Tuchel was a defensive midfielder.
Hey, but look at we're not gonna talk about Germany yet. We're gonna get onto that fraud as well. We're gonna get onto that fraud
but
shortly.
Like, if you want to go back further more, yeah, like players older, look at people like Steve Bruce and Mark Hughes, man. Like none of them were actually top managers either. Steve Bruce was just a punching bag for however many years for like deadbeat clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Man had a cabbage thrown at him. That's how bad he was of a manager. I've never seen a manager in my life get cabbages thrown at him, bro.
Wait. Can I ask something? Can I just ask something? And I know you guys will think this is an agenda, but maybe it's an agenda. When somebody says an agenda, it probably is an agenda, and I'm shameless. You guys know that. Even on my recovery bed, my shamelessness hasn't left me.
They forgot to remove that.
Has any of Fergie's students done anything relevant? That's good.
See, this is a question I was waiting for.
Fergie students.
Fergie students. Who's Fergie students?
Stop it. You know yourself. We agendas must agenda, and we do align anybody.
Nah, like you could say Laurent Blanc. Laurent Blanc was a manager for a bit, but he didn't really do much. But he was only here for like 2 years or something anyway. But
no, I'd still say I think probably the best performing from the Fergie era, but best performing manager is actually Oli. Because it's the highest level, and hear me out. He didn't win anything, but
that's low key true, Josh. Yeah,
coaching at the highest level and getting second and third, as we discussed earlier. And it's like, well, he bottled finals and got knocked out and got records and shit, good and bad. I think he's probably been the highest performing manager, but perhaps not the most successful of the Fergie era.
Wait. Who's Lampard? Lampard belongs to who? Who does Mourinho?
Lampard belongs to nobody.
Lampard belongs to Mourinho.
Lampard belongs to nobody.
It
can't belong. He can't.
The problem is, Chelsea changed so many managers. Lampard's probably sitting there like every week. Who am I going to copy today? Who am I going to copy today? Which manager shall I go for? Like,
split personality.
CJ from San Andreas said it perfectly.
Oh shit!
Here
we go again.
Here we go again.
You are shameless, Anthony. I can't believe you're getting quotes from
he's
CJ from San Andreas.
This soundboard. He's trying to do a KG.
No. I have nothing but I try to do well for you guys, but
yeah, but KG's doing a lot of Fluids sounds as well on his soundboard.
Emotional damage.
Trouble.
Going back to Germany, right? And also talking about Liverpool at the same time. A lot of people want, Xabi Alonso. He's doing really, really well this season. Like it's unbelievable what he's doing, and I think we all agree that he has been doing really well this season. But see, Liverpool is a different ball game compared to your Bayer Leverkusen, right? And yes, he is actually beating a team that generally wins in a one-horse race and beating them quite comfortably as well, and also doing really well in Europe, albeit it's in Europa League, but he's still doing really well in Europa League at the same time.
Anthony, let me interject here. So currently, Leverkusen are 5 points clear of Bayern Munich after dunking on them 3 times yesterday. They are currently the only team left in Europe's top 5 who are still undefeated, not just in their league, in every competition they've played. So whatever Xabi Alonso is telling these guys, it's working. Look at Granit Xhaka.
By the way,
On the top five midfield.
I have to interject UND for something special.
Well, surely not.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, fuck.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Happy birthday.
Birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Whose
Joshy
birthday
boy.
is it?
Josh,
It's Josh's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Josh. Happy birthday
36.
to you.
36.
I think it's
36 and
I think it's only right. Josh celebrates his birthday in the bedroom and goes for number 8.
That's what she said.
Oh my god, I'm gonna need a tidal wave load to blow through my fucking vasectomy.
uh-oh.
Oh yeah, he's vasectomized. Oh.
Vasectomized. What a word.
Is that a word or you just made it up?
Shh, just let me live. Let me live.
Let him
live.
cook.
Victimized. Did you take that from Terminated or something?
By the way,
Nah,
this
just,
is this is coming from Josh's partner. She's upset.
She's like, no.
But this is something that Josh will really appreciate. He loves these sorts of music as well, so I'm gonna play something for him.
What the hell is that?
What is that? Is that someone screaming over an anime intro? That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably is.
Fuck. Well, thank you,
But-
fellas. Now let's go.
Okay. Happy birthday from everybody, here, and happy birthday again. I don't know what else to say, to be fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy
Awesome.
birthday.
Brilliant. Thank you, all, everyone. Yep. Okay. Cool. Now, managers, let's talk.
Can we
No.
go back to agendas, because I don't know if you've spoken about this fraud. I'm gonna call him a fraud because I'm tired of this guy. Because yes, okay, I get
Who?
it. Some
Who's the
people
fraud?
yeah,
Thomas Tuchel.
Zinedine Zidane.
Wait.
Why?
What? Whoa.
Damn.
Why is he a fraud?
Whoa.
Let me
What's
land.
going on here?
Let me land.
Okay,
You
let him
understand?
land.
Do you know what? I get it. Sometimes in life you can do incredible stuff and then leave. But what if it was just a fluke, my brother? I know you won it 3 times. The UCL is not easy to win. But look at this. This guy won those 3 UCLs. Yes, he did well. Then he's gone into hiding. He just rejects every manager opportunity. We wanted you to go and continue proving yourself elsewhere too. That's what we wanted. I know you did well at Madrid, but if we're low-key looking well, those 3 UCLs you did them, but overall, some of the stuff you were not performing that well. So all I'm trying to say is, Mr. Zidane, if you ever hear this, I'm pretty sure maybe you'll never, but it might catch you. This is the internet. Stop hiding, you fraud. Come outside. Go coach Man United.
Does he need,
That's
when
a
you
good
when you win a triple UCL, and you've won league titles in Spain, does he really need to prove himself anywhere else?
Puff is a fraud.
He don't know.
Nah, he's not. I'm not going to pay the fraud because what? Because we want him to go to another league and prove himself. Like maybe he doesn't want to have like a long managerial career, or he just wants to manage the club that he played for in Madrid
but he
and
keeps
his national
He
team.
keeps going to interviews and saying, I want to return. That's what he keeps saying.
Yeah, maybe he wants to return on a international scene or something.
I still think he's waiting for the front.
And I feel like Zidane, I think his missus dictates a lot of his life because there's stuff that we've heard about him. Like she won't move here, he won't move
So does
there.
everybody's misses.
She's got him by the
Low-key.
balls.
No, but he would have been in England by now if his missus said, I didn't like the weather. I don't like UK.
I think everybody's misses low-key detects most of the things we do. Let's not be gangster here. Look at Anthony looking to the floor. Look straight to the face.
And he's looking at the floor in case his missus walks in and says,
Yeah, let's just be honest.
Emotional damage.
Majority of men might
Facts.
want to be hardcore to their friends, but overall, there's certain things the missus will say no, and you're not going through it.
Fairs.
See, this
I
is
mean,
the thing,
that-
right? Yes, he
that's
did
what
win
it is.
3 UCLs in a row. Then he took a break. He came back and he
Won
won
the
La
league.
Liga, by the way. Like it's not like he just took a break and didn't come back. He came back and won La Liga.
Still not my
Didn't he
goal.
win it? Didn't he win a Club World Cup in there somewhere?
Yeah. Once you win the UCL, you get to play that, and obviously, you'll probably when you have 3 chances to win the Club World Cup, you'll probably end up winning one. You know what I mean?
Wait. How many?
I mean,
How
there's
many?
some man
wait.
who didn't.
How many does United have? The Club World Cup.
2 or
One?
3, I think.
3. No, we have 3.
Huh?
No, we have
Huh.
2.
Wait, you won
Zidane,
all
yeah. So Zidane as a managerial career, I believe he has won. 1 second, I've just got it, getting it up. He won the La Liga twice in 16-17 and 19-20, 3 Champions Leagues, 2 Super Cups, 2 FIFA World Cup trophies, and 2 Super Copa de España, 2 of those as well.
See, so he done in that 3
That's
years.
that's a lot of
Did
stuff.
a lot.
Yeah,
Did a lot.
4 years, isn't it? So in total, it's like 4 years, basically.
Yeah.
So imagine he won 3 UCLs, won 2 La Ligas. Everyone thought he won 1. He won 2 against a Barcelona team that was still doing fraudulent things.
Yeah. They were like that. That was when MSN was there, I think, as well.
No, that was just after, because I'm sure Neymar left this season after they won the treble. I believe.
Was it? Yeah. No, you're right.
Because MSN was 2015.
You have to say for what he's done good, because if he didn't win anything with that Madrid team that they had, people would have called him a flop of a manager, and people calling him, people saying that he's a fraud because he's only done it with Madrid. So what if he hadn't done it with Madrid? Everyone would be calling him a dead manager.
Pav, agendas have no shame. Agendas have no shame.
If Pep hadn't left Barca, what would and didn't win, what would they have said?
See, Pep left Barca, went to Bayern, couldn't, won the Bundesliga, which fair enough, he won it, but couldn't win a UCL there. But then he came back. He came to City. it took him how many years to win a UCL with City's super team? Like 7 years.
Do you know
it's
that this
not the
Pep
easiest thing to win?
Do you know what? This Pep Bayern thing is going to disappear soon because of somebody named Thomas Tuchel. Because Tuchel might win nothing.
Look at the. Do you know what?
Do you know what makes me think? I always think that Tuchel's a good manager, innit? But when he does things like buying Eric Dyer and wanting Trippier, and I'm like, bruv, is this man on crack? Eric Dyer, and I see him playing the other day as well in a back 3, and I'm like, what the hell? I thought he was just maybe there for cover, but my man's playing him.
And he's got Kimmich on the bench. You know that
Anthony, you're lucky.
18 months left on his contract.
There is a problem between him and
Anthony
Kimmich.
is lucky because, guys, think about this. If Thomas Tuchel had stayed at Chelsea, he would have brought Dyer and Trippier to Chelsea. Anthony, you're so lucky.
Maybe he could have brought Kane.
I told you he probably could have brought Kane.
We would never get Kane, bro.
Madness.
So we would never get Dyer or Kane because Tottenham would never sell to us. Maybe they will sell Dyer, to be honest, because at the end of the day they want to get rid of Dyer.
Look at what his Tuchel's doing at Bayern right now. He's bought Dyer.
I'll say one thing in this matter, right? They haven't lost, like Leverkusen haven't won it yet.
But the way they're playing, I tell you now, the only team that will give Leverkusen a game right now is probably City and Madrid. City and Madrid.
By the way,
do you know what? I want to see Leverkusen, come up against like the Liverpool in Europa League, because then you'll see pound for pound what he's made of.
The only
and
thing
also, bro, the other thing I was just gonna add, right? You wasn't Arsenal leading the league 97% last season?
But Leverkusen wasn't leading the league.
Yeah.
And I'm sure last year, Dortmund was on top for a fair while as well, and and then lost it on the last day.
Correct. Dortmund was on top for the majority of the season. Then I don't know how they lost to Chelsea. They
should have won it. They should have won it on the final day, and they lost. I remember they lost on the final day.
Which is Dortmund doing Dortmund things. The Spurs of
And
Germany.
also, that by the way, that trophy goes to Thomas Tuchel, by the way, because he was the manager at that point.
Yeah, so yeah.
He fluked
So
one.
that
No,
trophy is
but
he already won it. So.
Leverkusen are doing like if you look at their squad, they're doing this even without their main striker Boniface, who got injured just before AFCON. Oh my goodness, I'm so upset.
See, the thing is, bro, we like, again, he is doing a fantastic job. Nobody is denying that. Just I don't know. Like, for an example, like let's just look at Arsenal yesterday. Out of 360 something like days, they were actually leading it for like 350 days, and City actually was on top of the league only for 17 days in the Premier League title last season, and they won it.
Can we also start on these topics? And it's good you've opened this up. And obviously, I am biased towards Roman Reigns, and I'm also biased towards City. But sometimes I put facts into these things. You know how Simon Jordan hates Man City, right? The guy hates Man City. He's got a personal agenda, and he says it openly that he doesn't look at us as a proper club, which is quite funny because Man City was there before United, which is quite a funny thing. And then Man City is just the fact that in 2008, that happened. But overall, this silliness of saying this club is manufactured is just silly because it has got its roots, and the roots are there for everybody to see. But I'm talking about the fact that he said something which surprised me because he hates us. He said, why do people sit down, right, and complain about City and complain about the time when Chelsea was also on top? They complain about that. Whilst when they're doing all this complaining, he says that spending, if not sometimes certain seasons, more than that team, but they're also having players of a certain quality out there, but those players are failing because they don't have the right structure to play those players. Because he also pointed out, like Arsenal, says Arsenal fans were saying, how could have we managed to fight against the country? But Jordan was like, whoa, you were not fighting against the country in this moment. You guys were the ones who overspent more than everybody to fix up your issues. Nobody told you to go and pick up some of these players for 50 million, 40 million. Then he pointed out Bernardo Silva being 40 million. And then he pointed out what Arsenal went to spend for 40 million. And then he pointed about 70 million, Rodri for 65 million or 60. Then he pointed what Arsenal went to go get that guy. What's his name? I forgot his name. The African guy who they spent 70 million.
Thomas Part-Time.
No, not Partey. The guy, the winger. Remember the winger they had? Instead of buying Zaha. Pepe. So I sat there and listened to him. So Simon was like, look at Arsenal. They bit the bullet. They knew that City took our position. They went and restructured and tried to fix, but you were still back. You were behind. It's like he even pointed as much as saying, Arsenal, on the winning mentality, you were even behind Chelsea. Even though Chelsea have had fumbles, they still win a trophy, which is more creditable than you. And he questioned the other people in the league saying, why don't you just start looking and fixing your own house before pointing fingers at the house? Because he says, some of you, if we are to sit down and look at the players you bought in, are players that other teams in the Premier League, even City themselves, would go and pick up. Because let me say low key, as much as sometimes people were pointing shit about Pogba, I still gave Pogba credit because he is a baller, and I saw him destroy us before at the Etihad, and I almost cried. We were 2-0 up, and Pogba decided to step up and do his price range. But what I'm trying to say is, he says, stop wasting energy complaining. Why don't people waste their energy on restructure? Like what Arsenal did, but Arsenal also started blaming it on Saliba, started blaming on this. Yet Arsenal took 40 million and went and bought that guy, that defender who we don't even know his name. But they also spent 50 million on White. Why didn't they put White in as a centre back? They decided to continue playing White as a CB when they were struggling and put a new guy who we don't even know his name or where he comes from as a centre back. And he insisted on playing Ben White, who was one of the best upcoming defenders, as a left back. Do you get my point? It's just that at the end, when people say, oh, City caught up to us just because they're insufferable or they're good, but City have given people the opportunity to be 20 points above, and people fumble themselves at the end. Not City, people fumble themselves. Arsenal fumbled at Anfield. by Xhaka
Like
fighting with
even
whatever the
even
Tom
this
Dunks and
season,
none
bro,
of
you
it.
could make the argument about it even this season. You know what I mean?
Oh,
That's a
Patrick,
lot.
you were wrong. United was
That's a lot of-
established 2 years before City, so hold that.
all of that talk about being the original club and having the oldest roots, etc. That is still a lot of hot air from a guy who supports a team. No, a lot of hot air from a guy who supports a
United
team.
was established 2 years before City, so hold that.
No. I will land. It's a lot of hot air from a guy who supports a club whose treble announcement had less than half the interactions of the Garnacho wonder goal.
You see, this is what and it's good you've said that, Josh. Let me educate you in something. Every time you talk about City and other clubs, none of the clubs ever come back with football facts. You just come with, Cristiano Ronaldo's shirt sales sold more than you guys winning the Premier League.
Josh,
Come on,
Josh,
I want you to give me football. I'm saying that
never say that sort of stuff again. Never like try to beat someone over the head with social media interactions over trophies. Don't do that again.
This is what I'm saying. Come, Josh. Josh.
Okay, then put the
banter,
trophies on the
but I want
table.
you to
Then
come-
put the
come
trophies
at
on the
me.
table.
But you get my. This is what I'm trying to
that's
say.
a
That
bad
come
thing.
at me and say, look, Patrick. Right now, United are struggling. Like right now, struggling. Our infrastructure is not great. But
yes,
right. United fans were complaining before. Now you've kept quiet and understood that. Oh, we are fucked from the inside. But the thing is, this is what everybody comes with. I'm telling you, Anthony, and this is why I love Anthony, because Anthony has taught me a thing where people will hate on successful people just for that moment, and then they'll bring these excuses. Like what you just said about Garnacho. Is that really an argument you want to bring to the table?
No, I'm just doing it for the banter.
But we still want that treble. And
Let him
Okay. Okay, this is what makes me laugh. Like every time I say a point, all people come at me on Twitter. It's like, but you were established in 2008. Give me a logical comeback saying, Patrick, let me break it down for you. City have got this advantage, this and that. That's when I sit down and listen and say, okay, I will listen to you. But every time people come in with this, it just makes me laugh. It just it proves my point that there's not really a reason that people are angry. It's just envious and are hurt.
Okay, I'll all right. I'll come with a more, maybe not factual because it's probably more subjective, but what about the quality of opposition in the Champions League of 99 versus 22-23?
I thought it was
back then.
Doesn't matter.
We're looking at.
It doesn't matter. You have to beat. You beat what's in front of you. Doesn't matter who they got, who we got. We always know they get the easy draw, but it is what it is, isn't it? You get who you get in front of you. You beat them. You beat. If you can't beat them, that's on you, isn't it?
Remember last
bro,
season?
like for an example,
Josh, let me ask you a question.
Let me add on to this, right?
Let him go.
Add on to this.
I have a question for Josh. Josh, let me ask you something. So, how many UCLs do Liverpool have?
6.
7? 6.
The sixth one, the one is against Spurs. Do you regard that as a point? Because it was a pointless final. Do you regard that as a solid UCL, or you say it's useless because Spurs just bent over and let?
I'm not saying that the UCL is useless. I'm just coming here with banter. I thought that's what this channel was about.
Look at this man.
No, seriously though.
Yeah,
like,
Josh, your banter has to come with the logic.
No, but what? Okay, I'm trying to come with logic, and I'm getting told, no, don't say that again. No, you got to come with facts. It's like, what?
Yeah, but Garnacho, the Garnacho thing is not logic. That's just.
I'm using facts. I'm talking about social media interactions.
Let him have it.
Okay, we'll let you have it. That's gas, though.
I'm not looking for the win. I'm just coming to try and stir the pot.
This guy is shameless. Anthony, this guy is so shameless.
Bro, he is the ultimate heel. I'm telling you, he is the heel, bro.
He is Seth Rollins 2015.
Okay, can somebody give me the answer? Because Annie was about to say that, like, Arsenal blamed that City is a state-owned thingy, but wasn't it Arsenal shut the bed themselves?
It is. That's what I was saying earlier. You know what I mean?
They fumbled it, man. Like, people need to understand Arsenal let it go themselves. But there's no way you can tell me you were up top for that long and you couldn't do it. Like, Arsenal held the record for losing the Premier League from the winning position every single time. They hold the record 3 times in a row. Every time they've been
See,
top at Christmas, they've not won the league.
See, bro, this is that's why I was saying, like, I bought in that argument mainly nothing against like Xabi Alonso winning it or anything. That's what I was saying. Like, Arsenal was leading the Premier League for such a long time, and they had such a big lead, and they still lost at the end to
Nah,
Manchester City.
I
But
still think Xabi's
we
gonna do
don't know that Leverkusen will still win. Yes, they did
it.
do well, but we
But
don't know. It might maybe a couple of injuries happen. We don't know, bro.
But they
Did
have.
it happen to Newcastle?
Their
Did
main
this happen
striker
to
has been
Newcastle?
out.
It's
but there
just
isn't.
one. It's just one
I know,
player,
but
bro.
you can't say the season for Leverkusen is like people say, oh, it's a fluke. But look at all the games that he's unbeaten at the minute.
No,
Like,
it's not a fluke season. I'm just saying, like, people put him in a pedestal right now and saying, "Yep, he needs to come and take over Liverpool and things like that."
Nah, I think you shouldn't.
If he
And
didn't-
that's the same pedestal that people looked at Gerrard when he went and won with Rangers. It's like, oh shit, he's doing something good here. Come
exactly,
on,
that's what I'm
let's
just
get him
trying
in.
to say. Exactly right, Josh, and that's what I was just trying to say. Like, at the end of the day, the pressure in the Premier League is a lot higher when you have a team like for an example, like a Manchester City. But at the end of the day, for me, like, I look at it in that way. Like, what if he cracks under that pressure, and what if that team cracks under that pressure and loses it to
but
Bayern? The the
there
pressure
isn't
from
any
City would
risk.
be a lot more.
The risk for Alonso coming in is the same risk as any other manager coming in. Like
Yeah, but
it could work and it might not work. It's the same.
like,
So they might as well take the risk. The fact
no, but if
that
you
there's a
have a
connection
choice
there with
between
the fact that he's got a connection with the fans already is an up for him. He's got more of an advantage than other managers already.
No, but if I gave you a choice today, just as an example, right? Okay, Xabi Alonso and if available, Ancelotti, who would you take?
I would take
And if you were Liverpool,
Ancelotti.
by the way, and
I would
that's
take
my point for an
Ancelotti because
example.
of the Liverpool connection. But
And
if you gave me Xavi Alonso or I don't know a Tuchel or a Poch or I don't know who else. Who else is kind of in that bracket? A Nagelsmann. I would take Xavi Alonso over all of them.
Yes, but my point is, like, if there are experienced managers available, for an example, like
But for Liverpool, what experienced manager is going to be available other than the ones that you're going to have? Maybe Tuchel, who might be out of a job, Poch, who might be out of a job.
I think, for an example, bro, they should try their best to go and get Spalletti. I think Spalletti matches the way they try to play as well.
And another thing, Anthony, I don't want to be the guy who shits on Liverpool's dreams because look, regardless the fact that people think it hurts a lot of people, the fact that Liverpool and City deep down we don't really hate each other that deep. I think most times we just spite each other because we are like, oh my god, these guys are impossible.
It's a love fest, bro. It's not.
Yeah,
even
but
a
you know what?
fucking,
Sometimes
there is
because we're like, oh,
no
these guys
rivalry there.
they're doing well. But what I'm about to say is, where has Alonso promised that he might go to Liverpool? Because what if Bayern
No.
go?
So
Bayern
there is a clause in his there is a clause in his contract, bro. So the clause in his contract says he's able to
Liverpool.
Yes.
No.
If
So,
someone
so
from Madrid,
basically,
Liverpool,
it's Madrid, Liverpool, or whatever the other club that comes for him, or Bayern Munich, basically.
But Bayern
Either
can
of
get
the
him
three.
also. Bayern can fire Tuchel and just get him after the season. I've seen it happen before in Bundesliga.
Yeah. So there is three options basically.
What about Man City?
I can't remember.
What about Man City?
City or Bayern. One of the two. It's one of the
I like the fact when it's Man City, people change the tone. Oh, by the way,
I said I'm not sure. I need to read.
Listen, Man City have got their man after Pep.
You're not looking for a manager at the moment, are you?
After Pep,
Hang on.
man like Megamind is coming in from Burnley, bro.
Oh yes, Megamind is coming
Actually,
in, bro.
Can I just open up that point quickly, because I think the one thing that people are missing out on here is the pressure, no matter who's named, the pressure that's going to be on the person that succeeds Klopp or Pep is going to be
Bro, it's
immense
going to
because
be
you
I
haven't.
don't
easy.
think there's going to be any pressure. If Xavi Alonso comes in, there will be no pressure on Xavi Alonso, and I've told you why. Because the
Come on,
fans
Pap,
already
it's
got the
Liverpool.
connection with
Yeah,
him.
Liverpool.
no, I
No, hold on.
get that.
Let me finish. The fans are already going to have the fans are gonna already have the connection with him, and the fact that most Liverpool fan groups, like whatever online, like they're like little groups that they have outside fan groups. Most of them are all like close. You don't have any divisions, and like that. The one football club that don't really have divisions is the Liverpool fan base, whether it's online, at the stadium, groups or whatever. They're all like close. So like when you've got that with Xavi Alonso, when they're all going to back him, they're all going to let him do his thing. No one's going to be questioning him for the first like year anyway. And if it's another manager, like say what Anthony was saying, Spalletti or someone, then like if it's not going well, they'll probably say so. But that's why I said Xavi Alonso's already got a big advantage, and the fact that most Liverpool fans want him makes me think that their CEO, whoever it is, I don't know who it is, will probably end up getting him.
Yeah, but
Okay,
that's the
man.
thing. Also, it doesn't
So
mean
hang on.
that fans want you though. Fans turn on people, man. Didn't fans want Ole?
This was the point. This is the point that I was trying to make, is that City and Liverpool have title challenging / title winning ready squad.
Teams.
So the
Correct.
next
Treble. Say it, Josh.
Yeah, no, treble. Yeah, you treble. You won the treble. Good on you. Big whoop. It's now a new season anyway. Anyone that succeeds Pep, anyone that succeeds Klopp, because you look at what Klopp's done with the new midfield this season, and you know the fact that they're running hot for him at the moment, albeit the Arsenal loss, but whatever. Fast forward, any manager coming in, whether it's a fan favorite or not, they have a squad ready to challenge. And if he does any worse than say top 4, hypothetically, there are going to be eyes on him. And you add to that the pressure of the Premier League.
They got big shoes to fill, yeah, but Klopp's only won one UCL and one Premier League, and obviously you got the FA Cup, Carabao Cup.
Thank you for dropping that.
No, it's not exactly that he's done. It's not exactly like he's done a Pep where he's won multiple titles. There's only one. He's obviously hold on. He's obviously been in the mix. Yeah. But so was like managers in the past, like Wenger, Jose. When Pep wasn't here, they were all in a mix. When Fergie was constantly winning everything, and yet no one was talking about, you got big shoes to fill. It is what it is. Like you have to get. If Alonso does come in, I'm telling you now, there is no pressure. There's going to be no pressure on that guy to win because Liverpool as a club are pretty like tight as it is, from fan base to the people who work for the club to the players. It's pretty well knitted. That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's going to be any pressure.
No, there are definitely going to be eyes on him, though. I mean, look, we.
No, you're going way too things. There's going to be eyes. No one's the rivals are going to have eyes on him. That's the only thing. Rivals will do it, but I think around Liverpool, no one's going to do it.
But you
have to understand there's going to be major changes to that team, because you know for a fact Tika Mo Salah's leaving. Van Dijk's already talking about like you could tell like certain things he's saying in like interviews he might want to be leaving. I heard that Trent's only got 1 year left on his deal or something. I don't know if that's true, but
that's true.
They still have a core, though.
The fact that Alonso's only just started his career, the man ain't going to come to like Liverpool and just be like calm. He's going to be hungry. He's going to be hungry to get the team playing.
But also, adding on to Josh's point, by the way, Liverpool doesn't only need a manager at this moment in time. The first and foremost thing that they actually need to do is get a sporting director, because they don't even have that at the moment.
Because Edward said no after they came back to him.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm just going to round it out. Like, you look at the way Liverpool fans idolise Jurgen Klopp. It's been their most successful period in 30 years. Now, I know that Pep's been the one that's been taking all the other trophies, but Liverpool have been amongst it. You know, they missed out on a quad by one game day and a Champions League thing. Like, it's not like they haven't been competitive. It's just City have been better. Now, the way they talk about Klopp is almost in the same way they talk about Shankly and all these guys in old school times. And I understand it, because they're so deprived. They went through such a drought that everything from Klopp's mannerisms, to his character, to his whatever, the way he talks, the way he shines those fucking fake teeth or whatever they are. Like he
Yeah,
winds
the
half the crowd
veneer
with the fucking
veneer face.
reflection, the veneer FC. Yeah, but
Yeah.
the whole thing is that if whoever comes in next after Klopp, even maybe not so much Alonso, but anyone that comes in after, you're going to need to be somewhat charismatic. You're going to need to be somewhat appealing to the fans, because while yes, they haven't been the most successful, they're still going to need to be competitive on the same sort of level to actually have the time from the fans. And we've seen this with every other club. Like Ollie came in, he did well for the most part. And while, yeah, it was turgid football, our most successful post Fergie was Mourinho. And we saw how toxic that turned. And even though his box office, people were like, oh, yeah, Ollie, you know, he's a legend. He did the tap in. He's, you know, the child. He's got a great brain and blah, 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 babyface assassin, Ollie's at the wheel, whatever. But you look how quickly the fans turned when things were not going the way they wanted it to.
Mm.
I can tell you 90% of other clubs in the league are going to do exactly the same thing, even whether it's a club legend or not. Chelsea may be an exception. Look at the way that they ushered out Lampard for a while. Now, yes, Chelsea are used to being impatient because of the Roman Abramovich era. But what I'm saying is that there is going to be pressure. Maybe not as much as I'm saying, but there is going to be pressure because they're idolized Klopp. He's been the most successful manager, and anyone coming into a team that is competing this well for this long, apart from 1 year off or 2 years off,
2 years.
there is going to be pressure.
7 years of competing for the Premier League, and also, like, just to add to Josh's point, they actually lost the league twice with 1 point, and that's not a small feat, you know. And like 90 plus point fucking, you know, performances, like 3-4 seasons, Champions League winning twice in the final. It's the catalog goes on and on. Like I do definitely believe there definitely will be pressure for him, like
especially
yes,
if Klopp leaves a winner of one or more trophies, especially if it's a big trophy.
Like, see, at the end of the day, like even just look at just you guys, like, for an example, let's take Manchester United as an example, right? When
do we have to?
Ferguson was leaving, he was saying, you know, Moyes was gonna come in and so on. I'm pretty sure, like, most of you guys as United fans can say you weren't expecting him to win straight off the bat. So I don't think that there was that much.
They were. That's why I hanged them.
No.
That was a divisive point.
Bro, I had the season ticket. There was a lot of United fans who were thinking, okay, we're not going to win straight away, but he's chosen Moyes because he has somewhat a body of work of everyone who's been watching Everton at the time. I think
they were in the Champions League, bro.
Everyone has been Everton. He was the only manager in Everton history who's literally brought them to a European position. No one else has done it. So obviously everyone's like, oh, Scotsman is passing on to another Scotsman. Fine, he can do the job. But no one... Look at the team, Patrick. You remember the team, that United team that won the league that year? Yeah. How many of them guys were still there that could have been gone?
And Annie, agendas aside, you know what though? I now understand, because obviously agendas, as fans, we've got agendas. I was like, I don't care the team you were given. That team could have still carried another title. But Pep has said something recently that opened my mind, and now I was like, you know what? We were a bit hard on Moyes and we were a bit hard on United fans that time. You can't. I think some United fans were delusional, because Pep has just said, for you to motivate, even Rio Ferdinand said it, for you to motivate players after they have won a lot, it's not an easy job. So you must remember Moyes was coming into a dressing room where he himself hasn't won shit. Do you get my point? And then he has to go in there and tell these guys who are winners that, listen to me, I'll take you to the promised land. And first of all, he says, even a winner like Pep and Fergie, Mourinho, they struggle to tell these guys that, guys, let's go again. They say, as Pep says, I have to smell something in the dressing room that they won't do it again, or I'm just going to quit because I'm wasting my time.
See, one thing just to add on to Patrick's point, right?
United, but go ahead, Annie.
No, one thing to add to Patrick's point, right? One thing that Xabi Alonso will have above most of these guys is there will be a lot of respect from even the players that are playing there, because of the clubs that he has played and the amount of trophies that he has won. And he has been like fucking phenomenal, even why when he retired, like he was bloody insane. So I think players will still buy into him. Like there won't be a thing where like, what the fuck have you won? You know what I mean? Like there won't be anything of that sort
But that's how
for like a
Ferdinand.
Xabi Alonso.
That's how
Like,
Ferdinand
bro,
and
when you talk about, like, for an example, bro, how can fucking David Moyes go to fucking Rio Ferdinand and say, hey man,
Phil
I want you to
Jagielka.
defend like fucking Phil Jagielka, bro. Like, oh, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
What? What's the Joker one that I have that I haven't, brother? I've
Exactly.
completed
And
football apart from a World Cup. What am I supposed to do?
and that's what I'm trying to say. Like see, for me, I think there will be massive amounts of pressure, and I also do think Liverpool will give him the time to do it as well. But
The fans
the
will.
thing is, they also, like, he also has to understand he is not coming from a Bayern Munich or anything, any like a club of that size to a to Liverpool. Like even Jurgen Klopp came from Dortmund. Dortmund is a massive club, coming from a massive club to Liverpool. Maybe not as big as Bayern Munich, but coming to Liverpool, there is a little bit of a comparison, because at that point when Klopp took over, Liverpool wasn't actually doing that great. But then
And he
you're
also left
coming into a
Dortmund at the
point
bottom.
where
Remember?
Liverpool
He
is
left
at their peak, bro.
Remember, he left
Yeah,
Dortmund at the bottom.
Dortmund.
They were at the bottom of
Yeah,
the league. Yeah.
he
No, they
left
were
at the
bottom of
bottom
the
of.
league. They were. I think they were like fourth from bottom.
Yeah. But like that's the thing. Like, see, at that point, Liverpool right now is at their peak, and Liverpool can be considered as the second biggest team in England as well. Like, from almost every single aspect of their thing. And could he handle the pressure? We don't know. Like, only time will tell. But I see. I am not going to back any managers who doesn't have that much of experience, but I do wish him well. If he comes in, like, to be fair, like if I had a choice, bro. Like for an example, let's say Chelsea decides to sack Maurizio Pochettino in the summer,
Don't
and
sack it.
let's say, right, let's just, as a hypothetical, let's say, which it's not an hypothetical, it can be like, we are fucking trigger happy as always. But like, if we do sack Mauricio Pochettino, I don't think we should go for Xabi Alonso. I really don't think we should go for Xabi Alonso. We need to go for a different manager. We need to go for a manager that has a lot of experience under his belt, in order
Conte.
to, like, even a Conte or a Mourinho, I really wouldn't mind, bro, because there is an aspect of ruthlessness that those guys bring in, regardless whether you think that Mourinho is finished. There is an aspect of ruthlessness that he brings in. Like even at Roma, he won stuff. Even Conte, if he comes in, there is a bit of ruthlessness, like that winning mentality that Conte brings in to the club,
Mm.
and
But
that's
will
what.
Jose come back under
Oh,
Bowley?
if you get Conte, half of these kids that you bought are all going to end up in like mental health institutions within like 2 months.
Bro,
They
it's
can't get
no,
enough.
but that's what I
Jose
mean. Like
won't
we
like it,
need
bro.
we need somebody with that. We need, like, that's what I'm saying. Like you need somebody with that little bit of pedigree, because also you need to, more than anything else, you need to also handle that fucking media pressure that comes with these massive clubs. You see, it's not only one factor. You know what I mean, boys? It's not
Yeah.
just one factor. You don't only have to deal with the fans, you have to deal with their nonsense online, you have to deal with the English media for their bias. They would be like, oh, Stevie G would have been perfect for this, bro. Even to this day, they're still backing Frank Lampard. He was fucking horrendous.
No, he was
But
actually
that's
good. Come on, Frank Ball's good. We love
No,
that.
that
You
one
that's
year where they had the transfer ban, that was it.
you
Yeah,
lot are better off just getting that geezer from Sporting Lisbon. That's who like I'd say Man United to get, but
yeah.
Amorim.
Don't you
And
think?
Yeah.
again, see, bro, Amorim isn't a bad
Ah.
shout, because look at the amount of experience he has under his belt. He's
Nah,
played
I
in
think
Europe.
you
He's
guys need
done
that
a lot of things.
from Atletico Madrid. I think you need Simeone. I think you guys need somebody who's disciplined.
Even Simeone, bro. I wouldn't mind a Simeone as
but
well, because
the problem is like them sort of managers. Like how many kids do they actually work with? Like at Atletico. Like I was joking about
that's
Conte, bro, but I'm just saying like none of them want to
no,
work
but
with
that's
kids.
correct. So the one of the perfect managers would be either Nagelsmann or Amorim. I would prefer Amorim over anybody else, because one thing is Amorim plays with kids. One, he's also won the Spanish league.
Pause.
He plays in Europe, and it's just it, and that's the thing. Like there needs to be, but this is where I think Liverpool do need a sporting director, and they need a sporting director right now.
Yeah.
I think that any appointment that is going to be made, despite all of the back staff and all of the experience of a manager, they still need someone that needs to be a respected name. The players go, oh, cool, we've got this guy. Because
Exactly.
when you pulling on that Fergie and Moyes thing, I remember personally myself when I heard that news, I was like a little bit disappointed, because I would have liked, say, Pep or someone at that point to come in after Fergie to continue on that sort of that winning culture. But I understood why the idea of Moyes, because he was got an underachieving club to overachieve consistently and actually be competitive most years. And I'm like, okay, that's a good solid foundation. And this is it. This is back in the day when social media was not really a thing, and you didn't really hear what we do these days. And from fresh perspective, it was just like, okay, cool, I can get down with this for now. But it was very obvious very soon, the results were going awful and players weren't playing like they should. He brought in he brought in people that just shouldn't have come to United, whatever. But
No, but
it's
Breaking
Josh,
news. Jude Bellingham will be out for 3 months.
oh, so
I
the
thought-
injury wasn't just an
I thought
impact.
it's like 3 weeks. They said it was 3 weeks, like half an hour ago.
It say. Oh, it's 3. Sorry, my bad. It's 3 weeks.
Bro, are you about
Oh.
to look at this? Look at this Girona insurgent. Look at this guy.
Man,
did
you know what? I was about
you
to
see
say,
that Bellingham
the way I
goal
read
and
it-
that Vinicius assist?
I was about
Oh
to
my
say,
God.
this can give Joanna hope. Do you know what happened to Joanna yesterday? Let me just touch on this. Do you know where somebody is just like they're not even as good like Madrid? I'm not saying that Madrid are good. I think Joanna were good enough to beat Madrid, but sometimes when you meet the bully, somebody who's bullied you for so long, there's this thing that comes inside you where you just bow
PTSD.
down. That's what happened yesterday. They just bowed down to a superior team.
No,
Bro,
Girona
the
played
other
good.
the I wouldn't mind the Girona manager as well.
No, he's going to City.
I take the
and
Girona striker. What's his name? Dobrik.
do you know
Oh,
that
yeah.
Girona has also said they're not gonna? Apparently, the CFG group signed him a contract that they're not gonna stand in his way if anybody comes to him, and he said it himself
Exactly.
also. They gave
I
it to him
swear-
in his contract that if anybody comes to you, if it's Madrid, Barcelona, whoever, you're free.
Yo, guys, I've got to go. Yeah, but I'll chat to you guys later.
I see you,
Yeah.
man.
Take care,
Safe.
Pep.
out,
Thanks for
man.
jumping on, bro.
I swear Pep's brother has a stake in like Girona.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Mistake.
Bloody hell,
So,
this is
yeah.
like a fucking
He's gonna
family
bring himself, tell
affair,
his
bro.
brother, talk to the manager and
It's
tell him to come
shameless,
up to
Anthony,
City.
but it's life. It's shameless, but it's life. I'll do the same.
Everyone has a succession plan.
Bro, something, this is from life experience that I'm talking. There was a family back in Sri Lanka, back where I'm from. The brother was the president of the country. The other brother was the defense secretary. The other brother was the urban development minister. They did all of these things as a group, like the city football group, right? And lo and behold, it went really well for like 10 years. Like, can't complain. Like, really went well for 10 years. The country went to shit, and everything really went well for themselves. However, at the end of the day, it comes crumbling down. So, I don't know. You take what you want from what I said, but I'm just
115.
So this-
115.
Basically, he's saying when them 116 charges hit, you're in trouble. Don't have it.
You know what, lads, and I have been thinking about it. I'm going to. I hope nobody. Oh, but every time I have an idea and I brought it out on a podcast, somebody steals it. But who cares? I don't really care, to be honest. You can steal it. I'm gonna do a shirt saying I've got 99 problems, 115 catches. I'm just gonna be wearing that every time. I just want. You know what, man? every nice thing comes to an end. You know, that's how life is. You know, we are born and then we die. I think that's what say death, taxes, and something, something
Death,
inevitable.
See,
I
don't
know,
know.
and you're
I'm
about to
just
say
saying.
death, taxes, and 115 charges, but I know that's a
Brother,
beyond. But
I told you already, I don't care about you lot's charges. I just want to know if you did it or not. And I can move on with my life.
okay, can I ask you something? All of you on this panel, what if they're found not guilty? How are you going to take that?
If who?
Nothing.
I know Anthony, nothing, but I'm talking about Josh, because Josh right now, I'm pretty sure is
If what happens?
if they come out and say, oh, those 115 charges, it was just unfair, it's not true, we just went a bit deep.
If
But
City are cleared,
yeah,
brother, we move on. Like I for one, I don't have to apologize because I said, bro, I'm just waiting for T what happens because I didn't care if you lot spent money. It was my problem is if they can prove you cheated. If you lot didn't cheat, then everyone that's been here talking about City are cheaters, like Don Hussam and all of them, have to now
Josh
apologize
to that.
Josh as well. Like you have to apologize because they would have legitimately done it.
By the way, do you know what I think?
Josh, I highly doubt.
Do you know what I think? Do you want to know what I think?
Go on, tell us.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Of course you would. Of course you would.
I was like,
Anthony is one guy who doesn't care about cheating. He just wants to
the
win.
setup was there. The door was open.
All the people that have been violently shaking their bums for 115 charges. If I said it, Patrick, you were there the day I said it. If it turns out that City are proven innocent, it's gonna be a long day for some people. It's gonna be a long day for some people.
Bro, see, at the end of the day, bro, it is what it is. If they did something wrong, they'll get punished. I don't think that they're gonna get punished because, bro, it's a crazy. It can't happen. You just have to be logical about it. To be fair, like it's not a matter of. It's not a matter of football. It's a matter of countries, if you know what I mean. So that's just how I look at it.
It's about morals and ethics. I mean, if they're doing things unethically, illegally to the competition, and they're found guilty, and whatever punishment befits that, then so be it. If they're cleared and they're actually found not any wrongdoing,
wait, no, Josh, no, you just didn't. Josh, not you. You just said morals. Josh, seriously, you said morals.
No.
It's like
Let me land. Basically, it's a fan's job to banter the crap out of rivals. And I won't be told to not banter. I won't be told to not say this and say that. It's like I'll come with chest on whatever point there is. You know, I admitted I was wrong with the Haaland thing. I'm just like, nah, he'll flop. He didn't flop. He set a record.
Oh, thank
Holy
you for
shit.
reminding me that. Thank you. I'm gonna.
No, seriously. I came on and I apologized. I said I'm sorry. I got it wrong. And if this is the case for City and everything's above board and legal, I'll be like, okay, cool. I will make my apologies and I will say, you know, cleared of all wrongdoing. So, you know, congratulations, City. You are the new Manchester United of the 2020s and the 2010s.
Wait. Was that Josh? Was I right about Anthony? Was I right about Anthony?
Not too loud.
Oh, bro, you're in trouble.
Was I right about Anthony? Because I said he's a fraud.
Okay, it's almost done.
What did I say? I never said anything.
Not you, the football player. Anthony, the football player.
Oh, yeah, he was trash. I said it as soon as I saw him. By the way.
God awful.
Ooh. So we have some team news from Mr. ND. Arsenal's team to play West Ham.
No, that's West Ham's team.
Oh, that is West Ham's team. My bad.
Areolas.
That's what she said.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Sufal, Johnson, Zuma, Edward, Emerson, Ward-Prowse, Alvarez, Suchek, Kudus, and Bowen. Arsenal, Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivio, Rice, Odegaard, Bumfords, Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard.
Hold on. Is Kivio playing left back here?
Kivio is playing left back.
Oh Lord, this is crazy.
Because the best Ukrainian Right back, he's playing for Everton, bro. That's why. Mikalenko.
Mikalenko,
Eh?
the politician, got benched. Interesting.
Politician is crying himself to bed. But
It's crying this car.
see, going back to those things, right? Like with regards to like these city things and all these things, like for me, like it's not that big of a deal at the end of the day because one thing is United has to also understand like they actually signed the COO of City who actually signed these checks and all these things for City, by the way, like
Huh?
a fact.
And
I
when
thought
we
he
get to
wasn't
that,
complete. No, I'm pretty
we will
sure
have
he's not
that.
complicit, is he? From what I heard, he's not complicit in most of that stuff.
No. So they have been charged for like sponsorships and stuff. And Don, I don't know who the hell that guy, Don Baradi or Don Bacardi or somebody.
Omar.
Omar
Oh yeah,
Barada, yeah.
Don Omar was in charge of
Yeah.
sponsorships and player deals at
Yes.
City.
Yes, he was. He is the guy who
But
gets our
then,
deals done, our
He's the guy who
sponsorships.
signed everything, bro.
Yes, and now he's with you guys.
why did Fabrizio and Ornstein say he's not illicit to the ongoing?
No,
investment?
let's leave that
Did
on the side.
they
Let's
said the
just
same thing about Paratici as well, if you guys remember. Where is Paratici
No,
now?
but come on, Heritage and them man are actual frauds. Like, look at.
come
But
on,
this is the
guys,
thing, right?
guys. Let's just
Don
accept it.
Omar won't get in trouble because this is
No,
not a
I'm
criminal
saying
case. You
there's
know what I
levels
mean?
to
This
this.
is just a fucking
I'm
competition
saying
problem.
there's level to this. Like Pat, there's levels to this. Like with Omar, you're not super 100% sure because with City, you're still not sure if they cheated.
Yeah, but the thing about Omar is, yes, I get it. This will obviously fall on the organization, but what Anton is trying to say is that it's quite funny that he is the guy also who goes hunting for this sponsorship. So this is the
Correct.
guy who was also in there,
Sure.
who was doing all this. So it's quite funny that United fans have opened arms for him. That's why you see. That's why I respect Anthony because he taught me something. I used to always fight fans from other teams, but Anthony told me that most times it's envy. At the end of the day, if City Group decides to leave City, dump us, and say they're going to pick up United fans will twerk and receive the City Group with all their hands, and it will become United Group.
See,
you know
the
where I
other
saw that?
bro,
you know when I saw
that
that
you need
dirty
to
oil money?
understand in this case is, let's say that City does get done for this. City Group has all the authority to go after Omar for signing these contracts as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
Anthony, where I saw that.
even if City Group gets done, City Group can go after the people responsible themselves because they are being sued or they are being not sued. Like let's say they are being punished, they can retaliate at the same time.
Well, and where I saw that none of this matters, that the dirty oil money from Chelsea is dirty from City, is when I saw Liverpool fans, the so-called Liverpool fans, twerking for Qatar. That's when I knew that
Fucking hell,
nobody
bro!
really
They were
cares about
twerking
money.
for Qatar so much.
Deep it, yeah.
Do you remember
why I wanted
when
Qatar.
Josh?
You don't know why I
Qatar?
wanted Qatar. I don't know about Liverpool, man.
Josh wanted Qatar.
Hey, Josh
I
was
did,
twerking
yes.
every day. Josh was
We
twerking every
understood
day.
the plan. Our plan was to
No.
get rid of the Glazers. That's
That's exactly right. Qatar was the only way we're going to get a clean break from the American ownership. Not with
all we
Jim
wanted.
Ratcliffe
All we
coming in
wanted
with
was a
its
clean break.
25%. Yeah, clean break. That's all it was. Even if it was, suspicious. Like,
Wait,
I mean,
Josh, didn't you twerk for Qatar, Josh?
yeah, I did,
But
but I had
said.
suspicions at the same time. It was a
We
bit like
wanted Qatar to get rid of the Glazers. That was it.
You know what, Josh, you and me, this is 2024. I think you and me should just have a settlement. Let's just settle this and say our bid cannot proceed 2024.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure
Josh,
I can agree to those terms.
we've been going at it since we met each other on this thing. Let's just put our flags up. You lost the Haaland thing. I know I went a bit far exposing you for losing the Haaland thing. I apologize. Let's move on. 2024. Let's start afresh. I think you and me on the same team would make such a great team. Great heroes.
Brother,
Let's find a new victim. I think let's victimize Anthony.
I hear it. I respect it.
Oh my
I
god!
think I'm going to wait for the 116 to drop before I actually file a truce.
This man will never
I
change.
told you,
This is why.
he has no shame.
You see, this is why I go after Josh, and now you understand. This is why I go after this man in his weak moments, and every time I go after him, because those are the only moments you can catch him. But anyway, okay, on my side, you see Anthony on camera. I'm saying this on camera. I have forgiven this man, and I hope this man forgives me.
I forgive you, bro, but there's still good banter to be had.
You should pray. Just pray. Is Anthony stuck? I think Anthony is frozen.
No, I'm here.
Your picture is
No,
frozen.
you're frozen.
My picture might be
Anthony's fault.
Yeah.
He's on the potato Wi-Fi again.
No,
Okay,
it's
so-
not a Wi-Fi. I'm just doing some. I'm trying to put a sound clip so that it fits this moment. I'm trying to find it.
Dude, your lips aren't even moving.
Okay. Now let me also give out to Josh. Josh, how come you're always on my case, but you're leaving this man alone? This man went to buy Caicedo, Enzo. Why are you leaving this man alone? Can you please?
No. We let the footballing gods handle. I said, Anthony said something about Martinez. I said the footballing gods will handle it. The karma will come back.
Anthony,
I back it.
Anthony,
I definitely back it.
Anthony is actually one of the most balanced, unbiased people, and one of the most patient people. So he's not a walking flag to try and get to half mast or whatever. Well, pause. Hang on. No, reword. He's not someone. Nah.
Anthony, is Lavia a player or he's just AI? At this point in time, I think it's just AI.
Lavia is dead.
An injured AI.
I have the same question for Tyrell Malacia.
See, but when he comes back, he'll come back as the Undertaker.
Dong.
But see, for me, bro, I as I said, I have a lot of patience with these things, and generally I do have a lot of patience with these things, so I'm not really that bothered at this point in time. So, like I was telling Andy the same thing. And with regards to Martinez, I have been on Martinez's case since the time he joined United and he made the first fucking tackle. I said to Josh, this is not right.
We did tell him he's a bum, and these guys were saying he's better.
It's not about him being a bum. I'm not talking about him being a bum, right? I was saying the way tackles is too harsh and he gets away with most of it, but when he starts to get it back, it will come back in spades, and now he's getting it back in spades. That's all I was saying.
A lot of people's issue with Martinez is his, I don't know, the no nonsense, the physicality, the lunging into tackles. It's very old school.
It's the small man's. That's what it is.
It's
it's build-up's agenda of small man. See, remember what all of you said before he joined here. This man is too short to play here. He can't do it.
First season, Jamie Carragher.
That was Carragher, bro. That is Carragher's problem, not our problem. I never said anything about that.
Everything. People calling him Argentinian Czar,
Shortiness,
little foot, everything.
Sure.
Come on. Like, come on. People are too scared to say, okay, he's a decent enough defender. Why can't you just say
he is a decent enough defender if he doesn't lunge into tackles like an asshole?
You know what made me laugh, though, Anthony? You know what made me laugh? I'll never forget this because these men were gassing him up for locking up Haaland at Ajax, and Haaland and Foden decided to dunk on this Shortiness guy. That was
there might be a second game.
I have the same energy, not see.
Oh, yeah. It was actually Josh, Anthony. It's Josh who was hyping this up. Josh, you're my nemesis.
They called him the Sandro Lannister.
I was like, the prediction with United versus fucking City. I was just like, oh, you know what? The Butcher.
You were wild.
The Butcher's, I was just like, the Butcher's going to stop Haaland in his tracks. He did it at Ajax. He's going to do it at United. And we lost like 3-0 or some shit. I'm just like,
no, we lost
6-3. 6-3. Say it right.
6-3.
That's the Martial game. Like we didn't watch it.
No, sorry. I was thinking of another game. No, that was the one Martial came off the bench and scored a few goals. Yeah.
See, for me, bro, it's see, you have to understand my thing is not only against Martinez, by the way. You guys have to understand it. It's Martinez, it's that fucktard from Spurs, Romero, Joe Linton, uh,
Respect World Cup winners.
Bruno Guimaraes, Dan Burn. Uh,
Wait, I
there
still don't
is
understand this
Thiago
agenda with
Silva,
Dan
Thiago
Burn.
Silva.
Thiago Silva never fucking hits anybody, bro. Thiago Silva is very, very decent.
I still don't understand this Dan Burn agenda. Like, what is Dan Burn
Bro,
done?
Dan Burn is a dirty, dirty player, bro.
He's too tall.
He's a giraffe. Is that what you're saying?
For fuck's sake, he's too tall to play in the Premier League.
Mountain from
Alessandro's
fucking
too
Game of
short,
Thrones.
but here we are.
But no, I'm not saying like it's all of those players, bro. See, the difference is Romero gets punished all the time, but Martinez somehow escapes it, bro. He did it during a fucking friendly preseason game and
And then
almost
he
injured
gets
Saka.
injured.
Like again, I
Boom.
have nothing against Saka. Even Saka is a dirty player. He has converted into a dirty player, by the way, recently. Like fucking jackass. Like I remember last season he was playing against Chelsea, and he fucking grabbed Aspilicueta's hands like they were going to fucking prom night or
Yeah, I
something,
remember
and
that.
he
I was
fucking
laughing
dived
like this.
in the
No
penalty
way.
box to win a penalty, right? And VAR said nothing. And this is what I mean. These sorts of players, when they start getting it, they get it in fucking tenfolds.
You forgot Robertson from Liverpool. He's also another dirty player.
Robertson, but see, bro,
What?
Oh
Robertson
fuck
as
yeah!
well. Like, look at Robertson.
Anything happen to
You know,
him?
he hasn't been playing most of this season because of the dirty shit he does. You know,
No,
him
because he got
even
injured.
Mane, bro. Mane was the same.
But these players got injured because they got injured. Martinez has been out now 3 times.
No, but
So
that's
how
the
many
thing, bro.
tackles has he had that built up?
When you do shit like that, it comes back in different forms,
But
bro.
I
It
remember you
can be
saying it's 1 for
suspensions,
1.
it can be injuries, it can be losing games, it can be so many different ways that you're getting it.
No,
It
This is
Martinez.
can
what
be
I
you
mean.
getting
I
cooked
don't
as
get
well.
it.
No, the Martinez
Doesn't make
issues
sense.
is down to incompetent medical staff at United. It's nothing to do with
And
karma.
also and also Mega
No,
Man.
but the tackle from Suchek on him, that's not incompetent.
Oh,
That
that's
is.
another fellow, Suchek. That's another
Yeah,
guy.
but when Suchek scissored him, you were like, oh yeah, that's good on Martinez. Like, what?
No, it's good because it is on Martinez because he does it all the time.
Yeah, but you know what? Anthony
Martinez
might be
doesn't
right.
scissor people. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but Anthony
No.
might
What
be
has
right.
happened to football?
But Anthony might be right a bit because low key, if you are a player who always tries to tackle others, when you come back from injury, guess what other players will do? It's like, okay, you like to play the butcher, we're gonna butcher you too.
Exactly. You get
Yeah,
it
but
Okay,
back.
why do you call him the
You get
butcher?
it back.
Why
See,
does Josh call him the butcher?
Suchek is a
after
dirty,
Ajax fan.
dirty player, and
After Ajax
I
fan, they
hate
call him the
Suchek
butcher.
as well. I remember Suchek
Handballing.
fucking handballing against us. I remember Romero pulling Cucurella's hair, and you know
And
Kane
Cucurella saying
scoring
daddy.
the equalizer at Stamford Bridge. It's
Yeah,
see these things, bro. Like they come back to haunt you, bro,
Mate,
because
see this.
yeah. But
the
Romero's gonna
football
sleep
gods
nice at
don't let
night
it.
because he's won
They
a World
don't let
Cup.
it go, bro. Football gods don't let it go.
No.
Romero's won a World Cup, so I don't think he's gonna be really worried about sleeping at night.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Like I don't know. There's
My
also
God, like Romero did something to win that World Cup.
No,
Yeah,
Romero, he actually played. People act like he wasn't playing. He played in all those games. Everyone
Ella,
be
your
like,
cat
Messi,
is biting
he
me.
played.
But like, yeah, but did he play
Oh,
every single minute of every single game? I don't
he
think so.
played. He only
It
played
doesn't matter.
one.
He was
He only
involved.
played one less
No, but that's
game.
what I mean. Like, yes, he has a World Cup. Good on him. Like, there is nothing, nothing. I'm not knocking his achievement, but bro, what I'm saying is, yes, you might be able to win a World Cup once in 4 years. You got to play football for at least 20-25
Yeah,
years.
Hudson Odoi
One
won the
in four.
UCL, but he was on the bench.
Exactly. Like
He won a World Cup.
1 in 4 years doesn't guarantee you for you to win a World Cup every 4 years for Argentina as well. That's fine. But Romero doesn't. It also doesn't go out from a fact that he's a fucking dickhead at the same time.
Yeah, I get it because he
No,
went
this is the thing.
to
People
Enzo.
said, hmm, "What?
Go on,
Look,
Josh. Go on.
sorry, yeah, I'll make it quick. Look, Martinez would have been more in place in a team with Roy Keane, for example. Like
Correct.
it's old school football. Like I know that there's a whole bunch of changes and they're making things a
But
lot
this is
more
that's what I think,
safe,
John.
and it's less physical. But what I'm saying is, I don't see anything wrong with hard crunching tackles if you get the ball. And majority of the time, Martinez will get the ball. But yes,
Ooh.
he goes in. He goes in aggressively. And yes, he studs up occasionally. He'll shoulder barge someone. He will take someone's legs out. But isn't that like the Amsterdam used to do it? Nemanja Vidic. Like
Do you,
these players are enforcer defenders. I don't see the problem with it, except it's out of date in
because
this
of
type
his
of
height,
football.
Josh, do you think he does it because of his height?
Yes, yes.
Probably,
It's the
maybe.
same attitude that French bulldogs
he-
have, bro.
Yeah,
The
but he
small
did
dog
it
syndrome.
at Ajax.
I don't see the issue with it. I don't see the
He
issue
did it
with
at
it.
Ajax in
My
Champions
see
League.
my
So
issue
what's the
with it
difference?
is very simple, right? If like for yes, he does win the ball. I'm not gonna say that he doesn't win the ball. The difference between him and Romero is Romero wins doesn't win the ball, and short Inez wins the ball. That's the difference. But at the for me, I just don't see the difference between that tackle and this tackle. Yes, he wins the ball, one doesn't. But again, if that guy deserves a yellow card, for me, I look at it as a yellow card or a red card offense at the same time. The
But he
difference
does
would
get many yellow
be
Wait,
cards.
winning the ball or not.
He does
Okay,
get many
guys,
yellow cards. This is what I'm
I'm going to
saying.
defend. I'm going to defend
No,
the
but
United people. I
that's
can't
the
believe
thing.
I'm
But
defending United
Whoa,
people.
whoa, whoa,
Romero
whoa.
will definitely get a red card for those things. But
Wait,
whereas
wait.
fucking
I
short
might get
Inez
Josh.
escapes from it.
What's Anton? I'm going to defend the United people. I've just realized this. Maybe there's an agenda because Diaz is also very violent on tackles. He gets the ball, but Diaz is aggressive.
Yeah, but he got fucking bodied by who yesterday?
Yeah,
What do you
everybody
call?
gets
But
bodied,
he
but I'm
has a
saying
body
Ruben
of
Diaz is
work,
also very
Diaz.
aggressive.
But Diaz has a
Yeah, but
body of
this
work.
is the thing. Diaz doesn't do it every single game, bro. Like we have seen Diaz play. Diaz doesn't do. He's not. He doesn't do those tackles every single game. Every center back or a full back does a tackle like that. Maybe once in 4 games and things like that. The problem that I have with Martinez is there are situations where he can easily go win the ball and just make a simple tackle. But no, 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 I don't want to do that. I'm gonna fly in and fucking take the
Yeah, well,
ball,
maybe
take
because he's
him out,
small, he
take
has to fly
everybody out,
in.
take the ball boy out, the fucking referee out, the
Good.
linesman out,
Hey,
everybody
only
out.
one
That's
person took
his
out
thing.
their ball boy, and it wasn't Martinez.
It was Ronaldo.
No, Aiden Hazard, but look what happened to him.
I mean, yeah.
Wait a minute. Are we gonna sit here and ignore that our friend Josh is still repping a player that has done nothing at United? Josh, what's this? Is that Donny van de Flop I see on that picture?
look.
Seriously.
No,
Look,
the
everyone
way
had
the way
high hope.
Donny looks in that picture is the way I look at United most weeks when they play.
Don't watch United
Stop
anymore.
making me, Josh. I told you to stop making me laugh. Why are you guys doing this? This tubes first.
I said the tubes are killing me.
Basically, bro, Eric Ten Hag came in, looked at Donny van de Beek, and said,
You should know your role and shut your mouth.
"That's what happened."
Ollie finished him. Ollie
No,
finished
so
him.
I thought I remember very clearly the first day where they had the footage of the United players walking in for training. The first day under Ten Hag, Donny was so happy. The smile on his face was infectious. It was like Fred's smile.
Yeah, I can play
And
the football.
and 6 months in, he's just like, oh, my daddy hates me.
It's because Ten Hag must have changed how he wanted to play this. Ten Hag must have wanted to play a different style of football from then. Maybe that's why he
Yeah.
knew from early.
Yeah.
This, by the way, this thing that you guys were talking about, this blue card nonsense, this might not be a good thing for players like Martinez and Romero and what you call Gumaresh and all these guys.
Didn't Klopp?
Bro, they said just not tackles. They also said dissent as well. If the
Exactly.
Yeah,
It might
yeah.
not be a good thing. You know what I mean?
for
Didn't
even
Klopp-
some of your remember Jackson as well. Jackson is the guy with the most yellow cards in the Prem.
Bro,
Yeah.
Jackson, you know why Jackson got yellow cards? Because he was asking for yellow cards.
Exactly. That's that.
He
He
has
needs to.
6 yellow cards by just asking for yellow cards for other players. What a dickhead.
Bruno, see, and
Didn't
Bruno has 4.
didn't
Bruno.
Jurgen Klopp say something in a press conference about the refs making bad decisions or something? Or someone said
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah, let's see if he
yeah, yeah,
gets.
yeah,
Let's see
yeah.
if he gets fined. Let's see if he gets fined.
No, but bro,
Are
Klopp
they going to
farewell
do
tour.
it
He's not getting anything. Are you mad?
No,
I
but that's
mean,
the thing. Like these changes, they're going to. I don't know. Like the refs are just trying to get more power. I think, like not intentionally, but it's like the idea of the blue card for a sin bin. I think sin bins are a good idea, but
but
it's
not in
like
football.
no,
Josh, if
no,
they were going
Bro,
to
okay,
take anything
even if
from
it
rugby,
was a sin bin idea, that's fine. But if you're gonna get
no,
that,
but that's
if you're gonna do that, maybe also get the, maybe also mic up the ref so that we can hear as to why he is going
exactly.
to sin bin a player.
Or no,
what? So
just mic up the
fucking
rest in general.
no, what? So Michael Owen can ask fucking dead end questions to the fucking ex referee so he can back his mates. Nah, they're gonna not for me.
No, no, like I'm just saying, mic the referees up basically as soon as there is a decision. Okay, we're gonna give him a blue card. This is the reason why. Like they do it in rugby, bro. If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
like
no, I get
at
that.
least take the good
It's
things
pretty
from
quick.
rugby. The
This
mics,
is from rugby.
people can challenge.
You
Oh,
don't
that's
need
a
forget
lot.
the challenging part. I don't care about challenging the decision. That's fine. If it's a decision, that's a decision, and that's on the ref. That's okay. But if you're gonna give him a blue card, just give a reason. Okay, you did this. There you go. This is your blue card. We'll be okay.
Well, Bruno's going to be off every fucking game with a blue card because he's always waving his
Oh,
arms and yelling at the ref. It's just going to be like, yeah.
Like we already play with 10 men sometimes. Like, let's not actually make it a reality. Like,
Yeah,
but this is the
exactly.
problem. They said if you sin bin someone and then the other team goes on and scores a goal, they're gonna be like, oh, if we had the extra player, we might have stopped it. But
It's. I don't think it's going to work, bro. If they want it to happen, maybe trial it out in like preseason.
no, but they said they're gonna trial it at some point towards the end of the season, or maybe
Yeah,
in
it's going to be like
11.
like women's FA Cup and shit like that.
And I'm just
Yeah,
here like,
even
no,
trial it out in the under 21s or something like that. You know what I mean?
no, but it shouldn't even be an idea that they bring up. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, why should someone have to
Yeah.
play with an extra less player? The only reason that should happen is if they physically make themselves get sent off, then it's your own fault. But why should they have to play with a less player? Like, caution them. That's enough.
Like
See,
imagine the number
that's
of yellow cards that they give out a game. If they give out fucking blue cards at the rate of giving
There's
yellow
not going
cards,
to
the
be
team will
anyone on
play
the
with like
field.
7 men at a
well.
point.
Well,
Do you know how
about
mad
the
it will
amount.
be? Some people can use this as to their advantage. This is how some
Yeah.
teams will set up to play against other teams to get certain players sin bin, so then they can go and play that game for. Imagine being out of a game for like 5-10 minutes.
Hmm.
Well, that's the
Imagine
thing.
if
Like,
someone's trying to win a league, and let's say it was like this season, Arsenal, Spurs are top. Let's say hypothetically, Spurs are top of the league, which will never happen in my lifetime. And they're going to win the league at the end of the day, and then Chelsea are playing Arsenal, or
Yeah,
Chelsea
no,
are
I
playing
agree.
Man City, and Spurs have to hope that one of these teams don't better their result.
yeah.
No, I
Get
agree.
themselves
I
sent off.
definitely agree. But anyway, I think we have come to the end of our
Yeah.
wonderful stream, and it is officially 1 o'clock in the morning, and I have to go to sleep as well as Josh, who is
Mm.
7 kids deep at this moment in time.
I'm
And
going to watch the Arsenal game, and hopefully, maybe I'll watch the United game. I don't know, because the big game.
Nah.
You see, Nigeria, you must. We're playing the hosts of the country. These same man we beat them already, and they lost 4-0 to Cape Verde. We must. I need Nigeria. I don't care if United wins or lose today. I need Nigeria to lift that trophy by 10 o'clock tonight.
if Nigeria doesn't do it, it's gonna be
So upset, man. But I have faith. No, but if Boniface was fit and didn't get injured, it would have been a lot longer. But Osherman, look, you must. Osherman, you must.
Don't
He
worry,
needs to
don't
get rid of
worry.
those. Oshman needs to get rid of those fucking Diaz genes that he's those Nunez genes that he's got at the moment. Them misses that he's made. Oh, awful. Get them shooting boots on, buddy.
As soon as he got linked to Chelsea, that's the common thing, bro. He's definitely a Chelsea player.
Yeah.
No doubt.
All right. I'm gonna wrap this
Anyway,
up.
boys and girls, thank you for watching us today.
You're welcome.
Have a wonderful day of football. I just have to wish happy birthday to Josh once again. Thank you for joining us, bro. It was wonderful as always. But to everyone else who has joined us live and who will be watching it on the replay, I just have to wish goodbye and good luck, to be honest, and hope you lose. Unless you're Chelsea.
Super pigeons, you must.